Hello, everyone. It's here from Positive Fandom. Hope you all are well today. Well, I have to tell you, I looked at the news and found out that Dame Hilary Mantel, the author of Wolfhall, has passed away at the age of 70. This lady was amazing. She wrote some historical fiction that sounds like a contradiction, guys, but I'll explain a little bit more about her work as we take a look at this extraordinary contribution that Dame Mantle has made. She has passed away at the age of 70, guys. So let's talk about Wolf Hall. Hello again, it's here, and I did just want to talk a little bit about Wolf Hall. What is it? Have any of you guys heard of it? And what are your thoughts of it if you have, guys? I just want to share this article from the BBC about Wolf Hall author Hilary Mantel, who passed away unfortunately a few days ago at the age of 70. So here she is. And she wrote this trilogy called the Wolf Hall Trilogy that won the Booker Prize. Certainly, Wolf Hall is the first in the Thomas Cromwell series, and it has a 2012 sequel, Bring Up the Bodies. The family has said that they are heartbroken at the death of their beloved author, Dame Hilary Mantel. Our thoughts are with her friends and family, especially her husband, Gerald. And it's a devastating loss. And we can only be grateful that she left us with such a magnificent body of work. Certainly. Yes. But what is Wolf Hall? And why is Wolf Hall so significant? What did Dame Hilary Mantel write? What is this about? How can it be historical fiction, you may say? Well, Wolf Hall is a fictional account of Thomas Cromwell's rise to power in the court of Henry VIII. So, what Dame Mantle has done is that she created a fictional account of what may have happened during that time based on true events. So the events unfold naturally as they do pretty much historically, but it's a fictional account. In other words, when one person goes to visit another and the conversations that were had, she created all of this in her Wolf Hall story. And so it certainly is an incredible thing to see. And although I have not read the entire series, what I can tell you is that it has been incredibly popular. So popular, in fact, that it was adapted to plays on Broadway and also on the West End, which is what I believe they call it in the United Kingdom, guys. It's sold more than 5 million copies globally and has been translated into 41 languages. She says in an interview with The Guardian, she said it took years to research the books to ensure they were historically accurate portrayals. She said it was her aim to put the reader in that time and that place, putting you into Henry's entourage. Can you imagine being in the entourage of Henry VIII while all this stuff is going down? He has multiple wives, he separates from the church and creates his own. There's so much going on. And to create this idea of being immersed into the court of Henry VIII and being part of that, it's an exciting thing to think about. It goes on to say the essence of the thing is not to judge with hindsight, not to pass judgment from the lofty perch of the 21st century when we know what happened, she said. It is to be there with them in that hunting party at Wolf Hall, moving forward with imperfect information and perhaps wrong expectations, but in any case, moving forward into a future that is not predetermined, but where chance and hazard will play a terrific role. Those are the words from the author Hilary Mantel, everyone. Um, Critics are saying, of course, she has an outstanding body of work. And even Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has said, we've lost a genius, everyone. Um, Further, one other journalist has said Hilary Mantel's mind was one of the most powerful and magic machines on earth. We are lucky she wrote as much as she did, but holy hell, it's devastating. Whew, that we've collectively lost something so astonishing. She certainly, and she was the first woman to receive the Booker Prize twice. She certainly was a remarkable lady. Now, I did mention to you that Wolf Hall was adapted for the stage, guys. Yes, Wolf Hall was adapted for the stage, and it certainly did make it to the stage in the UK, which I believe is called the West End, but I could be wrong on that. And it certainly did make it to Broadway here in the US, everybody. That was such a hot ticket to get if you are into theater, everyone. If you were lucky enough to get tickets to Wolf Hall on Broadway, it was in 2015. And not only did they have part one, you could also see part two. It was one of the hottest tickets to get. Everybody wanted to go to these Broadway events. Certainly, I wanted to go to it. I couldn't afford to go to it. And it was amazing. It's just so difficult and so hard to imagine that this amazing author is gone. And I do also want to say one other thing is that fortunately, the Broadway adaptation, was so incredibly popular and successful that eventually the story was adapted to a television program, everyone. So that means that, fortunately, since it was adapted to a television program, by, I believe, the BBC. You can watch Wolf Hall now if you wish. I believe it's available on Amazon Prime. And so the way that I ended up eventually seeing the adaptation of Wolf Hall was because the public broadcasting system here in the United States purchased it, I believe, from the BBC, everybody. I believe I could be wrong on some of the details, but the point is that first it was broadcast on BBC Two. Here on the screen, you can see. And then after it was broadcast there, everyone, it was brought to the US and made available here. It received 8 nominations at the 67th Primetime Emmys and 3 nominations at the 73rd Golden Globe Awards, winning Best Miniseries or Television Film. And it says the premise is that England in the 1520s is a heartbeat from disaster. If the king dies without a male heir, the country could be destroyed by civil war. Henry VIII wants to annul his marriage of 20 years to marry Anne Boleyn. And the Pope and most of Europe oppose him. Many of us are already very familiar with these events. Into this impasse steps Thomas Cromwell, a wholly original man, a charmer and a bully, both idealist and opportunist, stout in reading people and implacable in his ambition. But Henry is volatile, one day tender, one day murderous. Cromwell helps him break the opposition, but what will be the price of his triumph? And so it is quite dramatic. Mark Rylance played Thomas Cromwell in this. I am a huge Mark Rylance fan. He is one of my favorite actors. He has won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, I believe, for Bridge of Spies, where he co-starred along with Tom Hanks, everyone. Also, Damian Lewis plays Henry VIII. So I'm sure you recognize him probably from, he was in Band of Brothers, but he was also in that show there was another show he was in that was very, very popular, Homeland. He was in Homeland, everybody. I believe he was in that as well. Claire Foy, played Anne Boleyn in this series, and I'm sure many of you remember her for playing a young Queen Elizabeth in The Crown, another series that I will also review on this channel. But with that being said, if you get a chance, oh, and Joanne Whalley was also in this. You remember her from Willow, where she met Val Kilmer, and they eventually ended up getting married after that. Um, if you get a chance, go ahead, check out Prime Video. I think it's on Prime Video. But regardless, if you get a chance to either read or watch this incredible work um, called Wolfhall, everyone, I assure you, you won't be disappointed. It is one of the most remarkable shows I've ever watched. And if you are a fan of historical fiction, if you will, I'm sure you will love it. Guys, everybody, we are mourning the death of Dame Hilary Mantel, who passed away at 70, author of Wolf Hall, and someone who's really brought Henry VIII's court alive for so many of us. We won't forget her, and her work speaks for itself. Guys, no matter where you are out there, I do just want to thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to the channel and watch some of my videos. I do need some more hours, watch hours, and I do appreciate all of you. And no matter where you are and where you're going today, always remember to please be kind. Take care.